And we are live on YouTube, Cage Side Seats, and Facebook and Twitter, and whatever video is sold. Anthony, Theron, anyone here?
Oh, wait, I dropped something. Oh, hey, welcome to the show, everybody. Just super technical difficulties per usual. Like 5 years running now of technical garbage. But no, seriously, thanks for tuning in on the show. Of course, big shout out to all of our domestic and international listeners. And just the fact that we're broadcasting live on all these channels is really cool. So welcome to the show. Sorry for the lackluster quality again. Just technology sucks.
There's some kind of conspiracy against us. I think we've said too much stuff. This is our 90th episode unofficially. I think we've said stuff previously on the previous 89. People are trying to sabotage us, pulling out wires when we're not looking or something.
Probably. That's probably exactly the case.
But who's on our side? Theron in North Carolina. You're on line one.
The third member of the greatest podcast to ever become a podcast. What's up, fellas? How's it been? How was your Christmas? Happy Thanksgiving to our listeners and Christmas, because we haven't recorded since then.
What about Kwanzaa?
Happy Kwanzaa. I thought about this in the shower. Happy Kwanzaa to my Kwanzaas. And happy Hanukkah to my Jewish friends, because I like Jewish people too.
What about
if that causes controversy? I don't know what else does.
Don't care. You're not New Jack.
I'm also not LeBron, nor am I 21 Savage. But that's neither here nor there. Let's do a freaking podcast. What are we talking about?
Yeah, so much excitement. Royal Rumble's coming up. R-Truth is going to win the Rumble. I'm excited.
How was R-Truth? You're still at the R-Truth conspiracy theory that you opened over Christmas break. We're
I do subscribe to that theory because I really do think he has a chance. He's number 30, dude.
Are you telling me that you think that R-Truth is going to win the Royal Rumble and go on to main event, perhaps the biggest show in the history of shows?
Why not?
WrestleMania 35?
Why not?
I mean, because he's R-Truth, man.
Didn't he cut a cool promo on SmackDown?
I think you're confusing him with Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, Daniel Bryan. Yeah, R-Truth is a rapping character, not a vegan environmentalist with a beard.
Activist.
Yeah.
An enlightener. Follow the path of the beard. It will lead you to what is not temptation and deliver you from evil. We're not preaching, but can I get a witness? I would say that Daniel Bryan is currently doing his best character work that I've seen on television as the new Daniel Bryan, who will be the world champion forever.
It's possible.
I just watched him say it. I was like, oh my God.
He threw soda and popcorn at people. It was great.
He does. And then R-Truth tries to get a sneak diss. And Anthony's saying that this guy's going to win the Rumble. He's probably going to get eliminated, and they're going to set the record for fastest elimination. That's what I think they're going to go for.
No, dude, he's going to be formidable, dude.
Anthony's calling for the R-Truth heel turn of all heel turns.
He's already had an R-Truth heel turn with Little Jimmy. It didn't work.
I forgot about Little Jimmy. Holy crap. Jimmy? He's still roaming about. He's hanging out with Little Nicholas. And the roaming about the arena. He's in the 4th grade. He's got homework to do. That's the way to drop the titles.
Oh my God, that was the stupidest angle I've ever seen in my life.
That was great, man. It totally screwed the bar, and it got everyone mad.
I mean, I guess in the case of being cynical and destroying half of the known universe, I guess it was great.
I don't think the Raw Tag Team Division has recovered since, actually, to be honest.
Who are their champions? Oh, Bobby Roode and a latched-on mooch Chad Gable.
You're going for
the entire.
Are you calling for a Chad Gable heel turn now?
I mean, they need to turn them heel or do something. Take them out of them damn Steiner Brothers singlets. Like, you're not a Steiner brother. You're not glorious. You're just Chad freaking Gable.
Ready, willing, and Gable, man.
Okay, go back to that.
What happened to Jason Jordan? I thought about him today.
His neck is still hurt. He's still pending. He could come back, or neck, back, whatever, serious injury. As far as I know, he's just on the He's on the creative or the writing or the production. Like they're training him in that, but he still wants to make a comeback. I just don't know if he can for the safety of his life from now. So who knows?
It's kind of important, yeah.
I think he was totally ruined when they made him disband from Gable.
Yeah.
He started out really slow, man. Really just crappy. But I think he was picking up, man. We teamed with Rollins, and he was just like an oblivious dumbass. I think he was really picking up some steam.
True.
Couldn't hold it down. Well, I mean, getting injured sucks. That's always
yeah,
the worst. But
and then he was Kurt Angle's son. Remember that? Anyone remember that?
Yeah, that was like his last big angle. That and being the Raw Tag Team Champions with Seth Rollins, and then why are we talking about this guy? What does he have to do with the current state of Raw?
I don't know, man. I'll start with the R-Truth heel turn.
Why are we? Oh my god! What are we? What the hell? Spend 5 minutes on this.
I mean, it is Royal Rumble season, man. I mean, it's it's a big deal, man. It's probably the second biggest pay-per-view WWE has to offer.
That Mustafa Ali is going to win the Royal Rumble. Let's be honest.
That would be legit too.
That'd be crazy, man. I'd love to see that. I mean, that could actually happen. Him and Daniel Bryan have been beefing a little bit. They've had a couple matches. It's not as far fetched.
Men that can put on great matches.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in Mustafa Ali, even though I don't watch 205 Live. Mm-hmm. Plot twist: he's no longer on Well, is he still on 205 Live, or is he just on SmackDown Live?
I think he's just on SmackDown. Yeah, I don't watch 205 Live either, but yeah.
Yeah, he was not on the latest 205 Live. I watched it.
Nice.
It was Drew Gulak and
Tommy, right?
Yep. No. Oh God, who did he fight?
Tony Nese.
No. I'm gonna look it up because I actually didn't watch it, but I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
Theron, what do you think about this 205 Live WWE crossover? You got Leo Rush, you got Kalisto and the Lucha Brothers, you got Mustafa Ali. What do you think about the little guys, the 200 pounds and less guys getting some rub on the two main shows?
I think you got to give the little man a chance. Rey Mysterio is a proven little guy who's been doing it for as long as I can remember. Mm-hmm. So I think I like it. I mean, when I look at Mustafa Ali, I don't see a little guy. He doesn't look little to me, but the Lucha House Party and Leo Rush. I mean, and then even Drake Maverick. I think it's cool to integrate them because most people probably don't watch 205 Live, right? I know Triple H wants that to be its own brand and he wants to get it off the ground, but it's just a bunch of cruiserweights flapping around holding each other. Never mind.
Come on, man. This isn't Hogan and Nash from the 90s.
Right? I'm a little loopy, okay? I'm just kidding. I think it's good. Lucha House Party, I don't know. I don't really like Kalisto or those other two guys. I don't really know who they are. I forgot their names. Just Kalisto, Lince Dorado, and
El Metallic.
Or El Kabong. You said El Kabong?
I heard El Jobber. What are you saying?
Yeah. So it's that's cool for a little bit of excitement for, I don't know, the people that like to watch luchas. Can I see any of them as champion? I mean, I've already named Mustafa Ali as a potential winner of the Rumble, so yes. The rest of them, it's good for them to get exposure, get a chance to have something to do in WWE, so they're not toiling like the rest of the talent, So I like it, I guess. I like Leo Rush for Bobby Lashley because Lashley's just never going to be a microphone guy. He just doesn't have what it takes. But when you hear a Leo Rush voice yelling Lashley, you are now interested in what's his name? The great Bobby Lashley? The unified?
The almighty.
The almighty Bobby Lashley. It sounds so cool coming out of the mouth of Leo Rush. And I think Paul Heyman's helping write these lines. I'm not sure.
Oh, nice.
I think it's good. I think it could be real good. You picture Leo Rush and the almighty Bobby Lashley beefing with a tweener heel Kevin Owens. You can get some good stuff.
Okay.
Because he's coming back. So is Sammy. So.
Yeah, think about Ali. Him and Rey Mysterio had a couple interactions on SmackDown, and Ali's bigger than Rey Mysterio. He's taller than him. Yeah,
he doesn't look like a cruiserweight, but I guess you just have to be 205 and under. So he could be 6'1" or 6 foot and weigh probably 212, but I don't really care.
He's 5'10", they said.
Okay, I mean 5'10" makes sense. All right,
Yeah.
I could see the 5'10".
He's almost as tall as Daniel Bryan, probably. Yeah.
Wait, Daniel Bryan's not. Daniel Bryan's taller than that.
Maybe I'm looking it up right now.
Well, we're gonna see him live in about 2 weeks. Oh snap! 2 weeks. Sorry.
Yeah, T Money's coming to Arizona.
The return of the. Oh snap! It's a spoiler alert.
It is a
China didn't know it was coming.
That's kind of a spoiler word. Yeah.
Oh my goodness! You know what's funny? Last night I put that on social media, and then I also on my Snapchat I did this because I still Snapchat even though I'm on. I put that, and then I put that song by P Diddy. I'm coming home. Just the song.
That's a WWE staple, man. They always use that song in their videos.
Exactly. And it's fitting that it's a stable of something that we're going to see live at Bank One. But wait, it's not probably called Bank One.
Bank One has gone under, man. It's called Chase Field now, sir.
It's not called Washington Mutual?
No, WAMU Stadium, yeah. Next to
American University of Phoenix Stadium? Nope, that's not even called that anymore, is it? Isn't it called like Cinnabon Stadium now, or freaking Culver's? What's the name of the University of Phoenix?
I thought it was ITT Tech Stadium.
ITT Technical College and San Diego State Community College.
It's State Farm, sirs. Put some respect on the state. Oh my God, man! The state's got enough problems.
It's just hard to cheer for a team that hasn't won a game or a relevant game since Bruce Arians was the coach, and that was 2 seasons ago.
Okay,
but it's exciting. It might be cold out. Do I need to bring a jacket? It's going to be cold out there.
No, man, it's Arizona. Okay. What was there? Was Anthony looking up?
So I have to make a couple of corrections. One. It wasn't this most recent 205 Live. I actually watched the week prior to that. So I missed that one. And two, I was going to ask a question as to who was the worst team, the Browns or the Cardinals, but I guess it doesn't really matter.
It would be the Cardinals. They hold the number 1 overall pick in this year's NFL draft, whereas the Browns, they finished like 5 something.
I think they won 6 or 7 games.
Yeah, they actually bounced back. You got to believe in Bake Dog, a.k.a. Baker Mayfield. He's got swag. He's got moxie. He's the next big thing.
All right.
I thought Brock Lesnar was the next big thing.
Pretty sure he's already surpassed that generation of his life and era, and now he's just a tool that you want to punch in the face. You want to punch him right in the face, but you can't.
Okay, kind of lead us to. Do you think Braun Strowman's gonna be the one to take him down, or do you think he's gonna save it to WrestleMania?
He's gonna be injured?
I think they're gonna save it for Seth freaking Rollins. He's taking all the L's right now. It's like everyone gets behind Seth Rollins because he's just getting beaten repeatedly. He's gonna have a feud with Lashley now. They'll probably have a match at an in-between match after the Rumble, I would assume. Or I don't know. He hasn't really talked about entering in the Rumble, but I'm assuming Seth's going to be in the Rumble. Who knows? They might even have a match at the Rumble, but he would have to. Yeah, I don't really know. I don't think that Braun Strowman is going to win. I just don't think they're giving him the title yet. I just don't see it.
Anthony, what do you think?
I think someone's got to take it off of Lesnar.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, like I get that a wrench was thrown in the gears because of Roman Reigns' his health issues and health challenges, and so it just really kind of screwed a lot of storylines.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, like I would be okay with Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar. I'd be okay with it being a triple threat or even a 4-way dance of death. That would be cool too, but if it was just Rollins and Brock, that'd be cool with that.
Who would be the third man you'd add there? Braun Strowman or Dean Ambrose?
Probably Strowman. Isn't he injured though?
No.
I've heard on and off. Yeah, I've heard like he's not clear to wrestle yet, or he is clear to wrestle, or they're gonna do like a really short match at Royal Rumble, or.
Oh wait, that's right. They're wrestling in 3 weeks. Well, about 2 weeks from Sunday.
17 days. Yeah, so he's kind of coming under the gun here for Strowman to fix his elbow.
Oh, also another question, because this could play into maybe this could be squashed really quick. But do we know if Kenny Omega has signed with WWE or AEW?
No,
No.
I don't think so.
Okay,
No.
so potentially, what if it's Kenny Omega
Kenny Omega versus Brock Lesnar.
or Kenny Omega versus Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar?
Oh man, that'd be crazy. I
Cleaner
mean,
comes in and he cleans up right away and goes straight to the top of the Universal title picture.
Maybe.
I'm trying to think, man, because like, remember when AJ Styles debuted in the Rumble? Like that year, he faced Chris Jericho at the WrestleMania. Yeah,
and he lost.
and he would even get. Yeah, so I don't know, man. I don't know if Kenny Omega can just like, if he enters the Rumble or comes out the Monday night afterwards or whatever. Like, could he build that momentum fast enough with WWE fans?
I've heard that Kenny Omega is probably leaning towards AEW, which would make all of this irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I was saying it could be squash.
You know, so
It's rumor, yeah.
I mean, it would be cool for Kenny Omega to be the next man to jump from the Bullet Club or the Golden Elite or whatever they're called over. As long as they don't ruin the character, I'm cool with it. Like, you got to let Kenny Omega be Kenny Omega. So I'm scared of that. Whereas in All Elite, I think they're going to just keep doing what they've been doing, which is effing S up, you know? So I'm just hoping that if he does debut, they do a good job with it. I feel like they've had a lot of talent come over, and they've kind of squandered it. For example, Shinsuke Nakamura, I don't think he squandered. Like, I like him as a heel, but I thought I expected so much more because there was so much hype and how good his matches were, and I haven't really seen a match with Shinsuke where I'm like, this is great, because they usually all end in nut shots. So it's like,
no, you got a point, man. You got a point.
Yeah, no, like, yeah. I feel like what Theron said, like the Bullet Club coming over from, like, first it was Finn Balor, and then it was AJ Styles, and like Finn Balor's had mixed success probably below average success. You take his WWE run total, then AJ Styles like closer to the top, above average. So I was like, is Kenny Omega going to get a Finn Balor run when he comes over, or is he going to get an AJ Styles type run? Because if he gets treated like Finn Balor, man, like, is it worth it, man? Is it worth it to come over if you're going to get treated like Finn Balor over the last 2 years?
Yeah. Ever since he came back from the shoulder injury, he's just been punked.
Yeah. So do you want to see Kenny Omega be punked for his 2 years, or do you want to see him go to AEW and see what we can do there?
Excuse me. Goodness.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. I'm dying. I feel like a lot of that was because he got hurt, though. Like, it was almost like
that was so long ago, man. Like, that was so long ago. I know he got hurt, but yeah, it was like almost gonna be like 3 years ago, coming up this August. So it's like they've had time to reheat him up, and they haven't done anything with him.
Well, let's see what happens in 2019.
Cold pizza, dude.
Yeah, Finn Balor's cold pizza, not cheese pizza. He's cold.
I like Finn Balor.
I like him too, man.
Him too.
Yeah, we'd love him. Yeah,
I'm all for him.
Waiting for him to get that big push, that monster push, if you will.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think. I mean, he had his chance, and then I guess they just kind of moved him all the way to the bottom rung. And then I read somewhere that Vince McMahon kind of sees him as a Dolph Ziggler-like character, and I'm like,
oh no,
you don't do that to Finn Balor. Don't Finn Balor, the leader and creator of the Bullet Club. You know, you don't do that to a guy like that. So hopefully you wouldn't do that to Kenny Omega also. Hopefully you would be smart about it, and you would do a feud that led to a title chase involving people beefing, not to be named later. Kenny Omega chases Finn Balor. Finn Balor chases Kenny Omega. Seth Rollins chases both of them. Dean Ambrose terrorizes them as Bane, or a knockoff Bane, or maybe one of Bane's extras from the movie that wasn't good enough to be an actual face. These are the things we could see headed into what could be 2020, and Brock Lesnar as far away from any titles on the roster, and hopefully not doing some sort of weird SmackDown Live return where he once again becomes WWE champion.
Oh, that'd be so dumb.
Oh my God! Just terrorize SmackDown Live for no reason. It's only a 2-hour show. Come on.
I know, but
please don't waste that upon
Live
him.
Was his stomping grounds when he was first, when he first came out. I didn't watch, but I know he was on SmackDown a lot. I
never even thought about that. I mean, that actually could be with SmackDown moving to Fox. I mean, that could actually be a possibility. Damn it, there. Why'd you put that idea into the universe?
I'm just really smart a lot about
That was
things.
kind of like, man, if that happens. I mean, that could be. Geez, that could happen.
That'd be stupid.
You know your Lesnar stance, and
I would not be a fan of that at all.
So what is the best way? So where he's not winning? No, Lesnar's not losing at the Rumble. I'm assuming he got 3 no votes.
What if he does though? Hey, let me ask this. When is Lesnar supposed to have his UFC fight?
They don't know yet. It's supposed to be like first. It was supposed to be like in January, February this year, and now it's like in March. And then if it's not March, then maybe like July.
Got it.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it keeps getting pushed back.
Because I thought maybe they just put the belt back on him to be like, okay, well, again, Roman is out. Now, okay, we can gamble with, Lesnar being both the WWE champ and potential UFC champ.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought maybe that's why they just put it back on him by default.
Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking.
But if his fight isn't until like March or something, that's a big risk. That's a big risk to keep it on him.
Yeah. I feel like they had their chance to wash their hands away of Brock Lesnar because they already had him lose Roman Reigns once, and then like they put it right back on him. Yeah, man. So that's the Lesnar problem. Theron, what else is on your mind as far as WWE is concerned? Theron's still here?
I'm still here. I don't know what that is. That's gross. Sorry, I was getting myself some Willikins. Whoops, that's not a fridge. I swear to God. What else is on my mind? So we kind of went into AEW a little bit, but I want to talk more about this because apparently this is a big freaking deal. It's like the whole after the show, right? I mean, do we want to talk about that, or do we want to go more into what Daniel Bryan's got going on?
No. Let's talk about AEW. This could be because I don't know a whole lot beyond that. Cody Rhodes is basically piloting this new wrestling promotion. They have Double or Nothing coming up, and Hangman Page or just Hangman is in it. Jericho's in it. Potentially Kenny Omega. We don't know.
Neville.
Neville.
Pac.
Yeah, that's Pac. Yeah.
Yeah, Pac is in it. So I mean, I don't know if it's like a weekly thing or if it's gonna be like a monthly thing. Like I don't know any of the details.
I don't think they're doing their first till that Double or Nothing. So the next couple months are just kind of like they said they're like gonna hire like TV people like for camera work, gonna hire like wrestling producers to do storylines, and like they're just getting all their like ducks in a row for the next like 4 or 5 months. Sign more talent. But I don't think they're doing any shows until that May show in Las Vegas, which is kind of crazy. So I don't know how they're gonna do it. Like, tell stories in between. I guess it's their YouTube channel. I guess I don't know.
So would they still wrestle then with their current promotions independently, like PWG, PWX, NJPW?
I don't know. I think they're
Ring of Honor.
Yeah, I know they can't wrestle for Ring of Honor anymore. I know that's
they cannot.
They can. I don't think because Ring of Honor doesn't want to work with them. I don't think. New Japan might. So yeah, they already said they're not going to be at the Ring of Honor show WrestleMania weekend, which is like Ring of Honor's like big show every year. So they already said they're not going to be there. Those the Young Bucks, Hangman Page, Cody Rhodes, Brandy Rhodes said they're not going to be there. So that's a big show for Ring of Honor. So if they're not going to be at that one, I don't know if they're going to be at any other ones in between.
So if you look at Cody Rhodes, this guy's innovative, right? Just like his dad.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, his dad didn't really start any promotions, but it's almost like he was an innovator for the game. As far as wrestling for Jim Crockett Promotions, those were territories. Well, now, fast forward to now, R.I.P. Dusty Rhodes, you have the son of a plumber who's also the son of a wrestler, starting this new fun promotion with so much hype and already so much talent. I mean, you're talking about Chris Jericho, a legend in the wrestling business. You're talking about Frankie Kazarian. You're talking about Christopher Daniels. You're talking about Hangman Page. You're talking about the Jackson Bros You're talking about potentially Kenny the Cleaner Omega. You have Dusty Rhodes. You have Brandy Rhodes. There's a list of there's a long list of other wrestlers who I looked at and I can't remember, but this is exciting. You have wrestlers now in WWE that could jump ship if given the opportunity, but they want to wait and see how it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? Which I get that. I mean, in WWE, you're making fair amounts of money, and it's not all about the money, but you're used to that style. You're used to that organization. You're used to being a slave.
Okay, whoa. Okay.
What?
It's not. It is working for the corporate.
Is that not PC? Is that not politically correct?
Okay. It is. I was gonna say it is. It's working for a big corporation as opposed to working to a small business. I think is we could compare it to. But yeah, it's a lot different. Yeah. Okay, I don't know what you just said.
I think if I read somewhere correctly, I think AEW, All Elite Wrestling, might have some business with Impact.
Oh, really?
They're gonna give Impact the boot and put them out of business.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, TV deal from a TV station that no one's ever heard of that doesn't even broadcast on all major cable networks.
Yeah, Impact's on Friday night now. Yeah.
On Friday night on a TV channel that doesn't even broadcast on all major cable networks. Like,
yeah, I think AEW might be like the death of Impact or like the scaling back of ROH like a lot. It could take that number 2 spot in America like pretty. Easily. It's there for the it's easily it's there for the taking, and they got like the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars is like their money behind him. Yeah, man. So that's a lot of money behind them. So that's like a big, but it's not just themselves fronting all the money. They have like some big investors, which is kind of key too. So it's kind of interesting, man. It's kind of like they're starting their own, like they're starting everything from scratch, and they're just kind of like.
Well, what's kind of cool, like Theron kind of brought up a point of, wrestling back in the day used to be territories, and now. If we look at the timeline, like WWE has always been the major leagues, hands down. So they've always been the big kahuna. But what I'm getting at is that like the territories now are pretty much, the indies, and so, I think over the last 3-4 years, especially the hype of Ring of Honor, Lucha Underground, Impact Wrestling, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, Pro Wrestling Noah, New Japan Wrestling, like a lot of fans have now caught on to this, and the competition is good, so it gives people a lot of options. But to the degree of like territories, it's like, yeah, man, like AEW is really formidable now, and they, if they strike alliances with a lot of like these indies and are picking up a lot of these really prominent wrestlers and really good talent, like, yeah, that, it may not give WWE a run for the money, but it's definitely going to give people something else to watch.
Yeah, it could be.
And that's going to step into, WWE's wallet. And that's going to, that potentially could hit them where it hurts. Like right now, like Lucha and Impact and ROH and New Japan, like they're doing their own thing, but WWE is like, nah, you guys are still small fries. But if AEW is coming in saying, we're looking to do some alliances, and we're willing to get some top names. Like I think WWE is kind of looking at it like, oh, well, okay, like we'll see where this goes, but this could be, they could not a threat, but potentially.
It could be like a good alternative, like
there you go.
WWE's like Coke, but like maybe AEW could be Pepsi one day. I mean, they still got a long way to go, like so many steps. The thing is, like WWE's got like a 30-year head start on AEW. They just have like a huge, massive like infrastructure that like, and they got more like weapons and guns than AEW could accumulate. It would take like 10 years for them to catch up to that kind of thing, but
AEW can still appeal to a young but aging crowd like us. I think of us as like the aging crowd because we've grown up with this. We still watch it, but we're just as interested as anyone else. And so, even though WWE has the 30-year, like the tenured status, AEW is still like it could be appealing to our demographic quite well.
True.
Yeah, I'm interested in what they do in their second show, like if they sell it out and how fast they sell it out, I guess, and yeah, and like where's it gonna be broadcast and all that stuff. Yeah,
They're
that's good.
working on their TV deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I don't know where it's going to be or what channel, but signs of things to come, man. A change maybe in the guard. We always thought WWE was like just getting too plain and boring and predictable, and we're excited for indies, but now we actually have what could be a formidable number two. Will they get to Monday Night War status? I can't say that.
That's a long projection.
Yeah.
They'll give WWE a run for their money just because there's gonna be wrestlers that are looking at WWE either currently signed there or thinking of signing there that WWE is gonna want, and AEW could just come up on them, just swipe them out.
Let's talk about this for a hot second. So Kenny Omega has the opportunity. This man is in position to essentially, if he does turn down WWE, that says a lot to a lot of other wrestlers, especially if he goes to AEW. So if WWE is like, again, the major leagues, like, no offense to the Yankees, but they can essentially buy any baseball player they want. So if somebody turns it down, it's kind of like, they're saying, no, the money's cool, but I'm not in it for the money. So if WWE is willing to throw, gobs of money at Kenny Omega, and he decides, no, I want to do this new thing. I want to be a part of this new promotion. That could say a lot to a lot of other wrestlers that WWE may be trying to get, right? Because WWE is trying to get fresh and cool talent into NXT, groom them, and then send them up. But if AEW starts gobbling up a lot of folks, especially if someone like, again, Kenny Omega, one of the biggest dudes in the industry right now, turns it down, that says a lot.
And it says a lot to people who are free agents. There's a lot of people who are like currently under contract and being like underutilized in WWE, like Ty Dillinger, Tyler Breeze, Dolph Ziggler. Like, hey, when my contract's up, maybe there's a place where I can go in the States that's a viable alternative where I can be more creative with my character, where I can have a little more fun. The schedule is lighter than WWE's house shows, 5 days a week or whatever. And the AEW also said they're going to offer health insurance, which is kind of like a big thing for indie promotions because like no one does that. So that's kind of like, that's huge too.
So maybe to Theron's point, the Monday Night Wars potentially, you don't have to say AEW is going to be WCW, but in the idea that if wrestlers start moving over, personally, when I was a kid, that was attractive to me. All of a sudden I see Bret Hart. All of a sudden I see, freaking Kevin Nash and Sting, or Sting has always been there. But, like you see freaking Macho Man, Hulk Hogan, Steiner Brothers, Ric Flair, like moving over. It's like, what the heck? Like, this is cool.
Yeah.
I remember that.
So who knows?
That moving chess pieces is cool, yeah.
That angle was like, I just saw Razor Ramon wrestle in WWF last week, and now he's Razor Ramon in WCW. But where's his Razor Ramon outfit? I'm so lost. What's happening? Well, is that Diesel? Wasn't he just the WWF champion? When did his hair get so long? I'm intrigued by this. And Hulk Hogan has turned his back on all the little Hulkamaniacs, and he's now dressed in black. And then you begin to realize that the NWO was something created to run WCW out of town. But while it was going on, it was so good. And to AEW's point, they have an advantage of knowing not what to do or not knowing what not to do.
Yeah.
Because WCW story has been told through so many different wrestlers, avenues, YouTube, DVDs, the rise and fall. And they're hot and talented. I mean, living in Charlotte, one thing I'll say is that wrestling is pretty big out here. Like, you run into a lot more people that watch wrestling because this is like a cesspool of just people moving from different parts. But North Carolina is big in sports, and wrestling is considered a pretty big sport down here. So, like, I feel like they know about, you're not seeing SF and R, or you're not seeing SF and R shirts. You're seeing Young Bucks shirts out here, American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes shirts out here, Hangman Page t-shirts, all shirts of people that were wrestling for this promotion now. And people being like, oh, yeah, the Too Sweet, and just knowing that. That's all I've seen. And I saw an Undisputed Era t-shirt. Hey, guess what? Those guys are from some of the same factions and same promotions that produce these guys that are starting this promotion now. So it's like,
that's a good point, man. So I think the more we talk about it, the more we identify it, we're really seeing that AEW is kind of striking when the iron's hot. WWE's kind of on this downturn, right? I mean, they're making some changes, moving to Fox, and of course they got NXT, but just like we were talking about, like folks like Ty Dillinger and Dolph Ziggler, and hell, I'll even say it like Zack Ryder. You know what I mean? Like there's some cool dudes that
Bray Wyatt,
exactly, dude. Freaking Chad Gable, freaking. I mean, the list can go on and on, but the idea is like. It's really catching on. It's really moving forward. And the more we talk about it, the more it's kind of, discussed. It's dude, AEW is, this is definitely going to be very interesting and I think it's a great time for them to be introducing a new wrestling promotion. You know what I mean? Because let's think about it. ROH has been around for a long while. New Japan's been around for a long while. Impact has had its ups and downs and just can't seem to really like get its footing slowly but surely. But, it's been such a volatile ride that I think a lot of people are like, Impact, like lol TNA, But I think AEW now is like, okay, cool. We've seen enough of the past. And we realize enough about wrestling fans that this could really be the ticket. Like this could be really cool. So I'm really stoked for it. I'm really excited for this.
Yeah, I think the fact that they got Chris Jericho is kind of huge. That's kind of a really big, because he was just on WWE TV like a year ago, man, and he was at the Greatest Royal Rumble, and he always makes his appearances like backstage, or like I think he was at Raw 25 or whatever, doing a backstage bit, and. Like he's still fresh in the mind, man. He's a former most Intercontinental Championships of all time, and he's a big get. And then he did an interview on SiriusXM that he said like the AEW is talking with 3 different TV networks right now, and like whichever one they land on, whichever the 3 it gets them, like it's going to be like a well-known TV network, and people are gonna go, wow, like they're gonna be surprised whenever they announce what network they're gonna be on. So
who do you think they're gonna be on then? I mean, who would be contenders?
I speculated either like Spike TV, which is now Paramount Network, which is just to have Impact, which is a big network, like 90 million homes. TNT or TBS, which of course old home of Nitro. And then maybe I said like ESPN, man. Maybe they're on like something like that. I'm just speculating. I just said totally speculation, man. But like, what if? I mean, the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, he's an NFL owner, and he knows has ESPN connections, and ESPN's got like 4 different channels they could put stuff on. So like, why not, man? Something like that.
Well, let's think about this. ESPN has been hurting for. Some new fresh content, right?
Mm-hmm.
They just absolved UFC.
Mm-hmm.
So what if they do take AEW? That would make me an ESPN watcher. I'm not a big sports fan, that. So pro wrestling is kind of like the main, my main ticket as far as sports goes or sports entertainment.
Yeah.
But dude, if ESPN picked that up, and I know it's speculation, total speculation, so don't go blasting these rumors around the internet, everybody. But if you do, you heard it at the Bros Before Elbows podcast. But nonetheless, like if they did, like that would make me a fan. That would make me a watcher of ESPN for sure.
Yeah, I feel like any network they go on that's like big and well carried, like if it was Paramount Network, was TNT, or it was ESPN, or anywhere that's big, like I think a lot of fans would follow it. Like we get that excitement and be like, wow, okay, cool. I'll check out what else is on this channel or whatever. So I think it'd be cool.
Wow. Dang, man. I like that we've been talking a mass majority of our episode on AEW.
Whole episode. We just left WWE out to die.
I don't think WWE's gonna die, man.
No, dude, they ain't dying anytime soon.
Or we spoke since the McMahon family came back and now runs both shows, right? We
No, man. Our last episode was December 20th, man. It was before Christmas.
Okay, so then let's talk about that. How do you guys feel about A, the greatest tag team in the world, Shane McMahon and The Miz, and B, the fact that Paige's career on television is possibly over. The McMahon family dynasty or whatever regime now runs not one but two shows, and you have one of the most cerebral assassins in the history of the WWE, the cerebral assassin, Triple H, in the mind of Seth Rollins. And then you have Vincent Kennedy McMahon in the mind of the phenomenal AJ Styles. This is television that you want to watch, not because it's you're drawn to it because I get it. Those guys are older. No one, the McMahon thing's been done before, but you're now seeing a more sadistic side of Seth Rollins and AJ Styles. Are you guys agreeing with the things they're doing, or do you disagree with this whole idea? Because I like it. It's better than Baron Corbin as the GM and Kurt Angle dressing up in a freaking Oscar costume.
I thought Raw was horrible, but I thought SmackDown was fine. They didn't need I thought Paige was doing a great job. I think she was one of her and Steven Regal were probably the two of the best GMs in WWE in a while. So I don't think they need to do that, but it's kind of cool seeing Triple H on SmackDown or whatever once in a while, or Vince McMahon on SmackDown getting punched by AJ Styles in the face.
Did that happen?
Yeah, that happened. That happened on, I think it was the Christmas Day episode that happened on. Yes.
He must have been provoking him.
Yeah.
That led to this new sadistic AJ Styles, who's completely unhinged and completely mind defeated by the clearly smarter, clearly more superior, clearly someone that we should all follow and worship as the best WWE champion in the history of WWE champions, the new Daniel Bryan, not to be confused with the old one.
I mean, I see what the WWE is trying to do, trying to shake things up. It was weird that they did during a holiday, which not a lot of people were going to watch on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day or Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, whenever those shows were. And B, they didn't really, I don't know if they changed much besides getting rid of Baron Corbin and Paige.
They put Mandy Rose in a bath towel, with some bath slippers, and had her basically accuse Naomi's husband of having her under her clothes in his locker room. The WWE is trying to return to the Attitude Era. They may make Linda McMahon step down from her position in Trump's office. I don't even know if she was.
She does, yeah. Head of small business.
Bring back Val Venus.
No, dude, he's so old.
No, Val Venus is in Phoenix right now. Probably still lives there.
Oh, man. The thing about the Attitude Era, man, they had a lot of bad storylines. They had a lot of good storylines, and they had a lot of, really, dumb stuff. And, I just don't think, I think we could look back on it fondly just because we were just, teenagers, but I don't know if it would be as cool they did it now.
It wouldn't be cool now because, people are numb now. When we were teenagers, there was no social media. There was no MySpace. There wasn't even MySpace. We just had AOL Instant Messenger.
Mm-hmm.
You had to speak to people on the phone. Nowadays, everyone wants everything quick now, fast. They want it to happen as fast as possible, which is why they don't appreciate the telling of a good storyline, even if it's a crappy storyline where WWE is just phoning it in, like Mandy Rose and Naomi and Jey Uso.
Actually, that's one of my. Actually, I like that storyline just because.
Oh no, I do. I like it myself. I love everything about it and Mandy Rose, but that's neither here nor there.
Sound like Corey Graves.
I love Corey Graves' obsession with Mandy Rose. I think that Corey Graves and I could have a coffee and talk wrestling for hours, and it would be great. We would understand each other.
Maybe when you come out to Phoenix, man, you'll run into him.
Maybe. Wait, why? Does he live there?
No, for Royal Rumble.
Oh, okay.
He'll be out here calling.
I was planning on running into both of the Bella twins, but
Okay, I can't say that on you, man. You're trying to take your own Attitude Era storyline right now.
Well, if
Ryan Shamrock and Val Venus.
Why don't you let me run into the man and I can show her who a real man is,
Uh,
what
uh,
he's supposed to look like. Now, if I can have the attention of the crowd real quick,
Show your favorite
silence your
pose.
cell phones, and put your, so I can take my rope. Never mind. You get where I'm going with this. Shout out and rest in peace to Mean Gene Okerlund. We can't do an entire show
Oh,
That-
yeah.
with
we
the
should
death
probably,
of a
yeah.
legend.
We should
Right?
probably finish
I
up with
mean-
that, man. Yeah, that's perfect.
What do you know? I mean, I get it. So, like, you know, it's weird because there's been a lot of not even untimely, just, you know, there's just been a lot of passings throughout 2018. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. Little Peep, Extension, and Mac Miller, as well as all the other people we lost. Stan Lee just passed away. My aunt just passed away. That was crazy. First blood relative. So, you know, Mean Gene Okerlund, I didn't even know the guy was sick. I mean, I knew he was older. I don't even know what happened. You know, I feel like he just was at like Raw 25 or Raw 50 million with the Raw special, but that might have been a while ago now. I don't even remember. He's a legend. He and Ric Flair, and then him and Hulk Hogan did some of the best on-screen work with promotions that you could ever see.
Oh, hands down.
You know, so it's like those are the once in a lifetime people that come into your life and bring a lot of joy and satisfaction and entertainment to you because they're just so into the profession and the business that they love, and they give you their everything on TV. And then, you know, when they pass away, it's sad because it's almost like, you know, that's another legend gone. So all those 10 bell salutes, you know, that one was definitely special. It's big because they also brought back a man who made a mistake.
Made multiple mistakes.
Multiple mistakes in his life, but he's a human being. And the thing is that we use this microscope of TV and media to judge everyone's lifestyle. But I would like for you to be under this microscope 24/7, and you tell me if you can be perfect for all those days out of the year, and then we can have a conversation about what Hulk Hogan said or
I don't
didn't
think we're talking about Hulk Hogan being perfect. I was thinking we're talking about him like apologizing and being contrite, which I don't think he understands that he did something wrong. I think that's what people are mad about.
Of course he doesn't understand it. He's a celebrity. He's Hollywood Hulk freaking Hogan. Okay,
He's not a heel, man.
I'm giving him a pass. All right,
I know. I understand.
Fine.
No, he's fine for 50% and not fine for other 50%. I can understand that, but back to Gene Okerlund, man. He was like so good at like setting up the talent, like throwing fastballs right down the middle, and then like Macho Man, Hulk Hogan, and like Ric Flair, and like Mr. Perfect, and just like hit him out of the ballpark. He was really good at like setting up the talent and not overshadowing them, which is like good when you're trying to do an interview. So yeah, man, just appreciate him. And like he was definitely a legend. He was like, that word gets thrown around a lot, but he was definitely a legend in pro wrestling for sure. And even like in sports broadcasting, I think he was like, people always associate Gene Okerlund with like pro wrestling and being professional and being good at interviews. Like even regardless if it was wrestling or if it was like a regular stick and ball sport, he was always respected.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Rest in peace, Mean Gene.
Yeah, woo, Mean Woo Gene.
Woo Gene.
Remember when
Gene.
Mean Gene was there when Ric Flair took off all his clothes on Nitro and started elbow dropping his pantsuit?
Yeah, he threw a Gucci loafer into the crowd. He said these are Gucci loafers, and he threw it. And then he, you know, I think that wasn't the night that he reformed the Horsemen, though, was it? That was like just the night of him going crazy.
I think it was just a night of him going crazy.
There was a night of him reforming the Four Horsemen. That was epic and legendary. And then there was the night he went crazy. And for whatever reason, I thought they were the same night, but they weren't.
Yeah, man. I don't know. It could be, man. I don't know. It might be different nights.
Nah, the reformation of the Horsemen was, I believe, when that was after your spot, my dog spot. Or maybe it was right before. It probably was right
I remember when he said that. That's pretty funny, man.
Because I'm pretty sure that Kurt Hennig was the My Spot guy. And then he succeeded in joining the NWO right after that. Oh man, WCW right before NWO was hilarious. Hulk Hogan fought the Giant,
He fought him in a monster truck sumo match on top of an arena.
Macho Man Randy Savage was beefing with Ric Flair. Ric Flair's heel work before the NWO is some of the best. He stole Macho Man's wife from him and had her as a valet. Like, I can't even give you props. That's so disrespectful, but he's pimping, baby. It's pimping. I mean, you're pimping.
Oh, man, that's funny.
My goodness, that is funny stuff. Right. Anything else? I know we missed a lot of stuff.
We always miss a lot of stuff. That's the part of our charm.
The bar.
I'm looking up the video right now. I'll probably post it on our Facebook page. The Ric Flair addresses Eric Bischoff about the travesty that took place at Starrcade. And it's just the image is Ric Flair in his boxers. So that has
to be. Hell yes. I gotta watch that.
That took place at Starrcade.
That's great, man.
So I'm gonna watch this.
Himself in the face.
I don't know. I'm gonna after this episode, I'm gonna watch it and then I'll post it.
Do
you remember Rick? I don't know how we went from me, Gene Oakland, to the psychopath that is Ric Flair, but we did. That's a great way to end the show. No other final thoughts. I'm excited for AEW. I'm excited for the Royal Rumble. I'm excited for the entire city. I want to cut my own promo. This is an impromptu soapbox. Holla if you hear me. It has been a long time coming. We're talking almost 5 years. That's not 1. That's not 2, 3, 4, but 5 times World Heavyweight Champion. You understand what I'm saying? This is a long time coming. So I hope that in the words of the late, not even late, but the greatest NFL Hall of Fame receiver in the history of Alcorn State University, Terrell Owens. I hope your popcorn is ready, Phoenix, Arizona, because I'm coming to a city near you. I'm actually going to be right in your city. I'm going to be in your house. I'm going to see walk all over Copper Square. And then I'm going to go to the baseball stadium and watch the show. And I might see walk with Carmella right over there. And then I don't even know what's going to happen after that. But all the King's horses and all the King's men will come from all far and wide to see the return of Hollywood T-Monies. And I'm about to shine. This is about to be divine in Phoenix, Arizona. I hope the Sonoran Desert is ready for me because I'm ready for it. I'm finally coming home. I'm finally coming home. And when I get off of that plane, I'll sing a song and do a dance and dance a little jig because it's going to be a little warmer outside than it's been here in the Queen City, baby. So I hope you're ready for me. I hope you're ready for me. I hope it's warm. I hope it's beautiful. I hope the palm trees are in full bloom. And I hope that you take me to an Amato's near your house so that I can eat one of the best burritos in the known universe. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. It's going to be like that time Bray Wyatt flicked out the lights and said, Phoenix, Arizona, I'm here.
We'll shop your friends, people.
Yes, sir.